Alrighty, this is potatoes for a neighbor. Bean, bean. Hey, it's bingo. And we might have a nice day. Kupstukas. It's the brothers. Hey, hey, hey. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, G-Man is wearing a new sweater. Usually I wear the same thing and it's really worn out. This is fresh, feels good. We got a sunny day. Finally feels like spring. I see bingo. It's the brother. Bingo. So today, G-Man wants to tell some stories. Everyone has a story to tell. And so does this guy. So, the stories will be from the perspective of Gražvis and Graz 2, the three multiple personalities. And it's freestyle, it's been a while. Yeah, I didn't have this like feeling to do videos. Oh, we have a car. Okay, so first story. No, before we start, we have a new audience member and we have an interesting situation. I think we have the usual audience, which is Victor, Big Boss Chand, aka Vicky C, the brother, mi hermano. And now we have a new supporter of G-Man. G-Man's, I mean, no, not G-Man's, but the Spanish teacher of Graz. From Argentina, it's Victoria, or as we call her, Vicky. Hola Vicky, ¿cómo estás? Estoy bien, ¿y tú? Okay. So the first story is from, the stories are from capital city, Vilnius, Lithuania. So I moved into an apartment. Ah. And we're back. I had to take a sauna, not sauna, just bucket of water because I was feeling dry. And okay, so Gražvis is a really soft-spoken person. Don't know what that was. If someone sees me talking here, it will be embarrassing. No, it won't. G-Man is taking a risk. You never know what character will walk here. You know. But this is a good corner of peace. Okay. So, yeah, so I'm a soft-spoken person, except for when I'm G-Man. Yeah, man, Gražvis is a type of person who speaks only when he's spoken to. Kind of a man of few words kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? And then I talk to myself a lot. Okay, so yeah, so keep this in mind. And then, because stories are from real life, so G-Man is kind of in the background, and Graz is the third personality that was needed. It's like you know, you need to, how do I say this, you need to grow as a person, and sometimes you find the new side of you. And Graz was very needed for Gražvis and G-Man, because Graz is like, it's stuff like boundaries, it's the decisions, it's the, you know, that kind of like, we all have feminine and masculine energies, and the goal is to balance them, right? So feminine energy is like stuff like, you know, expressing emotions, compassion, empathy, all kinds of awesome things like that. Nurturing energy, beautiful, love it. And masculine energy is more like, you know, like, I don't know, decisions, practical stuff, maybe taking some risks, not being afraid of tension and all that kind of stuff. Maybe saying no to people, which was I struggled big time with. Uh, okay, so so basically Graz was built from pain, but, and it's kind of like an ego kind of in there, but the real goal of Graz is to do the right thing. And it's kind of thing where it's like, if I give myself, then I have something to give to others, right? Because I always was good at giving to others, but not to myself. And now I can do both, kind of, you know, more and more, which is great. A more balanced person. So the stories, so the first story is, Big Boss knows this. Yeah, Big Boss was probably really entertained when I sent this to him. So I used to work in the office as a customer service agent on computer, typing and stuff, emails, and my shift was usually from 4:30 p.m. like before evening, and then it would end at 1 a.m. basically after midnight. And usually we would take a taxi, or in Lithuania there's this app Bolt. You know, the car comes in and cool, you can, it's like a taxi. So basically me and a few colleagues were waiting, and my taxi was just, it's not arriving. I was like, and I was living close, really pretty close to home, so close to the office, I mean. And I was like, F it, I'm just gonna go on foot. And I did. And yeah, I did. And I was walking this pretty empty street, you know, it's an empty street. And then I walk, and bingo, oh, there's a car. What? My apologies. I don't think you can hear that much. It's on the other side. So as I was walking down the street, walking home, I hear someone says, "Hey, dude, can you help?" or something like that. And then I see there's this guy with lots of bags, and turns out his girlfriend kicked him out. And he was kind of like a little buzzed, but friendly. And then later, and then there was a hotel nearby, but in between my job office at the time and my home, and we were basically in the middle. And it's a very short distance there. You can walk like, I don't know, like 5 minutes, maybe even less. So so I helped this guy to go to the hotel, bring his bags, you know. He had a bicycle too. And yeah, a really nice guy and honest guy. Also an introvert like Gražvis. So, and then turns out that guy offered me to go to a bar, maybe have a beer, like, you know, as his thanks for my help. And I've never had a beer before, so I was like, okay, let's do it. So I had my first beer. We went there, it was like some other dudes there. One guy like left his phone with us and went to buy like a burger or something. And you know, I was like, let's do the right thing, let's protect his phone until he comes back, and we did. So that's good, that's good karma, that's good energy. I do have a selfie. I might put a selfie here of that moment when the dude came back. So we took a selfie. That's a fun memory. And I sent Vic, Boss, I sent you pictures. I think there was beer or something. There was like 2 a.m. or something. That was fun. Yeah, dude. Yeah, the dude's name is Evaldus. It's a Lithuanian name. I don't know if there's a version of that in English, but yeah, so it was fun. I got a little buzzed, but I was like all good. I wasn't like, oh, whoa. It was all good. I helped him. I helped him to come back to the hotel. We also hugged. Yeah, he said like he doesn't hug anyone except his mother. So kind of similar with me, but so yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah, it's kind of interesting how people like, you know, open up when they were drunk. You know. So yeah, and then yeah, that guy also helped me one time to save my job because I had this thing where I was living in an apartment, but I was working in the village. So, and according on paper, I had to be like at a certain address to work from home, which was a little, I don't know, I think it was unnecessary, but basically I couldn't go to Vilnius. So that guy, and there was like a gift coming from the office that I needed to kind of collect from a courier. So basically I asked this guy to go there, and he did, so that's cool. So, you know, it's nice to help each other. And that extended my job for like, I don't know, like half a year actually. That's pretty cool. So yeah, man. And then speaking of the same apartment I was living in, I was living on the 9th floor in this small apartment, which I appreciate. It was really nice, awesome view. And I like humble things, so I don't need like huge spaces and stuff. So basically, when I moved in 2020, Valentine's Day, February 14th, 2020, I moved in, and then the first few nights I hear behind me, behind the wall, there's a balcony and there's some like drunks talking there, drunk people, neighbors, and it stopped after a few days. And then fast forward February 2021, I spent the entire month there, and I was working from home there, and and it was like evening, like I don't know, it was like 9:30. Oh, some dry stuff. My apologies. So I kind of ran out of food or water, and I just wanted to go get some salad or something, and I did. And before that, I heard these neighbors again, and I got like angry. And this is how energy works. It proves that we're all connected. So basically, they were behind the wall, and I was here, and I was angry because I was working, and they were distracting me and stuff. I mean, not that. It was just more like a principle thing. It's like, man, why do people do this? And I was like, I started like silently kind of like sending them this negative energy. I was like swearing at them. I was like, F you, you a-holes. You know, all that kind of stuff. Not cool. And then what happened was like 10 minutes later, I went to go shopping. And remember, I'm in the 9th floor in the corner. And there's this balcony. And I have to walk this corridor, and there's a door. And then there's an elevator or a lift. And I go. And I don't close that door at the end of the, what's it called, corridor. And then I hear some dude, some drunk, starting to yell like something. I'm like, uh-oh. And then I hear him coming closer and closer. And he's like, starts yelling at me like, oh, were you born on the bus? You know, that kind of stuff. You know, nothing bad was said really, but basically he got in my face all loud, and yeah, that was kind of scary, but you know, some confrontation. But and the lift was like, I was like, oh, let's go. It wasn't coming. So, and there was a door like, you know, kind of leaning against the wall, and the dude was like, you know, he was just got in my face, and then he like pushed that door. The door fell on the ground. Boom, loud noise. I was like, what's the problem? Oh, okay. And he was like, oh, you didn't close the door or whatever of the corridor. And like, oh, okay. I'm like, okay, I'll close it next time. And he's like, pick up the door. And the funny moment was like, I was like, oh, you threw it yourself. You know? I was like, I was kind of like scared. I mean, it was like an unusual situation, but it was kind of funny how I still had the balls to like say like, no, it's your stuff. But then he was like, ugh. I was like, okay, whatever. I'll just, okay, take it easy. I was like, picked up the door, and as I was walking, I was angry a bit, but I was more like almost like humbled in a way because I kind of needed that moment. Sometimes you need to be humbled in life. And as I was walking, I was kind of like thinking this forgiveness meditation kind of thing where you send person positive energy, and you say in your mind, in your soul, you say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. That is so powerful. That can heal relationships. So yes, and then I came back and I went shopping. I came back and it was like it was kind of scary. Like I was like, oh shit, like I hope it's cool. And I did, but I kind of believed it was all good. And I did come back, and the corridor was empty. I closed the door. The balcony was closed. They were sitting there more calm this time. So that was pretty cool. I stood my ground, and that was a kind of like an interesting interaction. But yeah, like it just shows like you never know what character you might meet in life. Yeah, it's just nothing is certain. But I really thought I was gonna get like punched in the face or something. But thankfully I didn't, and it was all good. Yes, and then yeah, and that was also kind of around the time when I was like already like kind of on my way out. Like the contract was ending with that apartment anyway, and it was kind of time for me to move on, and that was like kind of like another sign for me, like, you know what, maybe I've spent my time here, it's okay, I'll move on. And I did. But no hard feelings. It was, yeah, it was like, yeah, like sometimes you need that like kick in the ass, like that cold shower moment, like, yeah, like, so that was good. Yeah. And also when you have like some sort of scary experience like that, like then you become more brave, maybe. Like if something like worries you, do you think like, I had that happen and I'm okay, like I'll be fine. Wow, that's a lot of talking. Oh, so yeah, I don't know. So once again, the energy, it's like, yeah, I guess the moral of the story is have like, I don't know. Whatever. All good.